Hey everybody, it's Jennifer with Get Your Credit Perfect Now, and in this video, I want to talk to you about budgeting. This is a four-letter word to a lot of people. A lot of people really hate the whole idea of budgeting because it sounds so restrictive and so regimented. And I talk to people on a daily basis, a lot of which have a real challenging time with the whole idea of being on a budget. I've had conversations with people where they are literally just talking about their childhood and growing up and not having a lot of money or something along those lines when they were growing up. And so now that they're adults, they just like to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do it. If they have money, then they want to be able to spend it however they want, that type of thing. But what I wanted to really express in this video is that the whole concept of budgeting actually allows you to grow your money in a much faster way. And it seems a little counterintuitive, but the more that you actually manage your money, the more that you will see it grow faster. And I experienced this phenomenon myself because, a lot of times, again, people, we tend to think that, hey, I don't want to be that person that's just writing down every penny that I spend and just getting into this really crazy obsessive type manner in terms of how you're looking at your money. But the reality is, whatever we give our attention to is what expands in our life. So if we want to grow our money, then we need to really be paying attention to our money. And budgeting is one of those things that helps you to be able to do that. So what I wanted to do in this video is talk to you about the methodology that I use personally and that I highly recommend in order to grow your money. And that is a system called the JAR system. It is actually a system that was popularized by a gentleman by the name of T. Harv Eker. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen with you. Again, the system that I recommend highly is the JAR system. It's actually been popularized by a gentleman by the name of T. Harv Eker, and he is a financial coach, a life coach, so many different things, an author. He's actually the author of a book called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And if you've never heard of it or if you have never read it, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you pick up that book because it uncovers the mindset that you need to have in order to become wealthy, become rich. A lot of people want to become wealthy. They want to make a lot of money. They want to grow their income, but they haven't figured out that you have to show up differently than you are showing up now. The mindset that you need to have as someone who is making $1 million is going to be totally different than the mindset that you have right now. If it was the same mindset, then you would already have the $1 million. So the thing to keep in mind is that there are certain things that you need to do mentally to expand your consciousness so that you'll be able to receive more money. And so this system kind of outlines, this is the system that he outlines within the book of how you can actually manage your money so that you can grow your money and increase your mindset surrounding money. So the JAR system, this is actually the methodology that I use to manage my money, and I've been amazed at how effective it is for, just holding on to more of the money that I have. So the JAR system, again, is when we talk about jars, these could be actual physical jars. You could get like mason jars from like a Walmart or a dollar store or something like that, and keep your money in the jars. Or you can use the whole concept of the jars to be individual bank accounts that you open that each have a specific purpose. So what we're going to do, I'm going to talk to you about the different jars and what they actually mean. So the first jar is the necessities jar. This is what we have right here. This is going to be 55% of your income. So what we're doing with the jars is that we're taking the net proceeds of any check that you receive, and we're allocating them into certain percentages. So again, for necessities, you want to use 55% of any check that you receive that's going to go towards your rent, your mortgage, your food, electricity, bills, etc. So these are the non-negotiables within your budget, the things that you have to pay in order to just survive. These are the necessities. And you want to use no more than 55% of your total income towards your necessities. If for some reason you are over that 55%, then it may be time to readjust your budget and look at areas of your spending where you may be spending a lot more than you need to. Maybe you are spending $200 a month on your cell phone bill, whereas you could switch carriers and pay, $60 a month. Maybe you have, the sports package with your cable, and you're paying a couple $100s a month for that. Maybe you don't need to get, you're trying to save, you're trying to grow your money. Maybe you reprioritize and get some online subscriptions so that you can watch what you want to watch, but cut down the cost. So that is how the necessities jar works. The second jar is your long-term savings. And this particular account is going to be 10% of your total income. And this is the account that you would set up for your big purchases. Your big purchases, meaning, saving for a house or saving for a car, going on a vacation or something like that. This is your rainy day fund. So, the amount of money that you're putting aside in case you get laid off from your job or your car breaks down or something along those lines. Again, I mentioned vacations, and this would be unexpected medical expenses would be long-term savings. So again, this particular jar is going to entail all of those items. Next, you have your play jar. This is going to be most people's favorite jar because this is the money that you're going to be using to just enjoy yourself. You're going to take 10% of your total income and put it aside for your own personal recreation and things that you enjoy doing. So spoiling yourself and your family, leisurely expenses. So that could be taking yourself out to dinner, taking your loved one out to dinner, going to get your hair done, your nails done, that type of thing. Those are all going to be play. That is your personal account for the things that you enjoy doing for yourself. And you want to allocate 10% of your net income to your play account. Now, for some of you, that may be like a dramatic decrease in what you're used to spending on yourself. But what I want you to keep in mind is that when you are developing a long-term plan for your financial future, you need to be thinking about all these different areas. It's not just important to have a bit of savings for a rainy day. You need to also have money put aside for, like we talked about, unexpected medical expenses, unexpected car, auto expenses. There's so many different things that you want to secure yourself when it comes to managing your money. And this system is going to help you to become more conscious of the areas in which you spend a whole lot of money aimlessly. what a lot of people don't realize is that, especially in our fast-paced world, a lot of people eat out a whole lot. And when they look at their spending, they find that a lot of their money, their cash outflow, is going towards eating out. And, I know for myself, when I took a look at my own personal spending, what I realized is that I was spending on average anywhere between $100 to $150 a week just on eating out, not going to the grocery store and buying my food and cooking it myself. And, as well, the fact that you're spending a lot of money, that's one aspect. But the other aspect is, in general, when you're eating out a lot, generally speaking, the food is not as fresh. You're probably not eating as healthy as you could. So all of those things are really important things to consider as well. The next account is our education account. And this is actually one of my favorite accounts because this is where you're going to be putting money aside for your knowledge, for your education. So that's, again, 10%. This is going to be the money that you're putting aside to get coaching, to get mentoring, to purchase books and courses. So again, you're on this journey of improving your financial situation. And that means that, you may need some help from professionals, maybe someone such as myself that can help you with restoring your credit, building your credit, maybe obtaining business credit or anything like that. That would fall under the category of education. So if that is the case, you want to make sure that you're putting aside 10% of your income every single check towards your educational expenses so that you have a certain amount of money allocated for things that are going to help you to improve yourself personally as well as financially. So that is how the educational jar works. The next jar that we have is our financial freedom account. And this is called kind of like our golden goose. This is the account that you never, ever, ever, ever touch. This is the account that is all the way used for allocating money that you would use to grow your money. So this is the money that you would use for your investments, your stocks, your mutual funds, your passive income vehicles, real estate investing, and any other investment. So this is 100% allocated towards investing. So this particular account, you're going to allocate 10% of your income towards it. And this is the account, again, that you will never, ever touch. This is all about growing your money, and the financial freedom account is the one that will do that for you. So this last one is our give account. And this is where you are tithing or giving away a certain percentage of your income to the less fortunate, to a charity that you are passionate about, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's even a family member or a friend that needs assistance. Whatever the case is, you want to be able to give a certain percentage of your income to somebody else. And it's this whole thing, this jar is based off of the law of giving and receiving. There's a yin and a yang. You have to sow into something in order to get a harvest. And so it is a spiritual law that works even in our financial lives. So you definitely want to make sure that you are allocating a certain percentage of your income towards charities or giving to others. In this case, T. Harv Eker outlines 5% of your net income that would go towards giving to some sort of charity. However, if you are coming from a traditional church background, or, most people, let me not say most, a lot of people are used to the whole concept of allocating 10% of their income towards a charity. So if that is the case, you can pull that 5% difference from another category if you like. Some people go ahead and take 5% off of their necessities jar and only allocate 50% of their income towards their necessities, and take that other 5% and put that towards giving. You can do that with any of the other jars. Just keep that in mind. And you can just leave it at 5%, whatever works best for you. So again, this is how the jar system works. And what you will find if you use this system consistently is that you're going to have more money than you thought you did. Suddenly you're going to look up and you're going to look at your accounts and realize, like, wait a minute, I have a nice amount of money here. And whereas, before you may have been just spending without thinking about it or being aware, by managing your money, by actually allocating to the jars, you're going to be more conscientious of where your money is going. And accordingly, you're going to find that just the diligence that you're showing towards your financial life is going to multiply it in a substantial way. So again, that is how this jar system works, how the whole concept of budgeting works, and how it can allow you to grow your income substantially. I hope this was valuable for you. Again, I invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.